and it's time for a scrapbook process video. And this is a Scraplift Crafternoon. Let me show you a layout. It's really different. I think Tara found this one. It's a Scrap the Boys Challenge by Debbie Tirani. And this one is really grungy and really interesting because she's done a lot of mixed media and stamping behind the photo. And then she has these really funky, I believe these are stamped images like this. I don't know what that is, a fox and a rabbit or something like that. I think she's got some little, oh, I didn't pull these out, I got to. Little wood veneer stars on here. Just really interesting grungy layout here with some wordy bits. I mean, my goodness. So what I've pulled out, I do need to pull out those wordy, stars because I didn't realize it. What I've got is, what I do with the photo, you guys. I just had it. Oh, here it is. It's my daughter and I had gotten matching tattoos. It says, she gave me strength, and hers says, she gave me life. I'm going to have to reprint it, though, because look at this. It's got some kind of wonky print on there. But I'm thinking this grungy feel of this layout kind of goes with the tattoo. So that's what I'm thinking. But we're girls. So I've pulled out 49 in Markets. What is this one, y'all? I think it's Spectrum Gardenia. Yeah. I don't think I've got a mixed media background, which doesn't matter. So I'm going to have to pull out a piece of, I got to pull out a piece of white cardstock anyways. But I'm thinking this kind of might give us some of that grungy feel, like some of the layers and stuff like that. And then I've also got these photo strips. Of course, there's a bunch of little things here. And then, y'all, I'm going to, for the little funky animals, I think I'm going to use one of these Dilution stamps. I'm leaning towards this guy because he's long and skinny, like in the lower left corner. And then I may pick, I don't know, one of these other little strange creatures. They're sea creatures, so they don't really make a lot of sense when it comes to a tattoo, but those are kind of funky little creatures. So I'm thinking this is kind of funky little creatures, right? And then like the background stuff, I just dug through my stamp drawer and I found like these little dots, this grid. I have a stamp here. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet. I don't know what this is. I'm going to actually have to test this one because I'm not even certain what this makes. Some kind of background, a little library card. I did find some other little like butterfly things and stuff, and then some of the little dots. So I'm not really sure. Like I said, I've got these in my arsenal at the moment to see what happens. And then the colors I'm going to use this. I was looking at my Distress Oxides to go with this collection. Festive Berries might have gone with this. And I may still think about that. But I kind of decided on the purple because I have a lot of little purple pieces. And also there's some purple like lace piece and stuff like that. So I'll double check myself before I start stamping. But I think I've got more purple than anything, perhaps. I don't know. So I pulled out the purple. I like purple anyways. So this is what I'm starting with. Let me reprint my photo and get out my little wood veneers and a white piece of paper, and we'll be back on in a minute. Okay, you guys. So the first thing I want to show you, and I don't know why I decided to do this first, but I just did. I guess I do too, because I was making my little creatures. So I did not pull out a block. Normally I would use an acrylic block with these things, but I decided to be a little bit creative, I guess. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do this and just press it down. And that actually worked okay. In some ways I liked it because when it's on a block, if you're missing a little spot, you don't know until you've lifted it. And obviously I missed it on this one. I'll do this one actually. I'll do this little guy several times, looking for kind of the perfect image. And when I lift it, sometimes I'll see, oh, I'm missing it. I got to press a little better. So I'm not sad about how I did. I actually ended up with 4 of these guys. And I'm going to hang on to a couple of them because they actually turned out all right. I only did one of the other fish, and why I did that, I don't know. But I decided to go ahead and stay at 4 of these little guys. I do have a little mouse pad underneath, so it gives me a little bit of, cushion or whatever. It's like a little, it makes the impression go a little bit better. And I probably could have cut some of this out, I guess. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to grab my Copics. I'm using a Memento ink. And I use Memento because that's the ink you would really use with when you're doing coloring with Copics. I used to color with Copics some years ago all the time. I just loved it. I colored and colored and colored. And I had all these stamps. I colored these little people and all these little things. And I fell out of the habit, but I still have a bunch of Copics. So I'm going to end up coloring this little guy with purple. I'm going to grab a couple of purples. I got to get my other fish too. I got this little strange alien fish here. I showed the layout to my daughter, and she thought they were funny looking. I mean, I don't know that they really have a darn thing to do with our tattoos. They really don't. But you know what? The original layout had this creatures on there. So I go, I'm going to put these little weird creatures. All right, so there we go. So I got those. The next little bit's going to be sped up like time lapse or whatever, you can see I'm kind of coloring that little fish. I've already colored the other one, but I'm coloring here, and I'm using 2 colors of the purple Copic. So I'm just going to kind of blend these together, and I think it turns out okay. I mean, it's not a perfect coping coloring deal because it's just, you know, it's for fun. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it's just terribly perfect because this is a very grungy, fun layout. I don't know. Did I forget to... I guess I forgot to record me putting the mixed media down. I just basically took my purple Distress Oxide, put it on my glass mat over there, used a little water spray, and the packaging technique. So my sincere apologies. I must have boogered up and forgot to record that. I don't know what I did. I was turning this on and off, maybe because of the time-lapse thing, you guys. I'm sorry. But it was just the packaging technique. That's all I did. And then I got my little black... I used black soot for the stamps here, and I got the little grid. And this looks okay. I think this looks kind of interesting. I have to be honest, when I very first started messing with mixed media, I got a little nervous. I'm like, oh, it needs to look a certain kind of way and this and that. And then I started stamping the grid down, and I just got free. I just felt free. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to go for it. So here's where I'm going to put the little dots now. And I think I almost covered that entire set of dots up. I don't really know. I'm kind of sad about it because I covered it up with some embellishments and stuff. I'm going to put these dots kind of around. And I put those, you know, in different... I tried to follow the original layout pretty good, although I don't have the exact stamps, so it was a little bit of a guess. But I put those around, and then I'm going to pull out this Tim Holtz background stamp, and I'm only going to ink part of it. I've seen... I want to say Ronnie's done this, Ronnie Sue. If you watch her, she'll kind of do this sometimes, I think. And you just kind of put part of the stamp down. And I think this looks kind of neat. This is some kind of little, I don't know what it is, a calendar or something. I don't even know. It's a Tim Holtz deal. So it's probably all random stuff. And I just took it and did like part of it and then just put it down and went around the page a little bit. And then I noticed on the layout, she had, I think it was little squares colored in or something like that. And then other little kind of extra things. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm also going to do these little words first. So she had... Honestly, it looked almost like a little more typeset type stuff. And it was like, you're my fave or something like that. Well, I found this Live, Laugh, Love. That's actually 3 separate little stamps. And I thought, well, I'll put that on one block here. And I'll use that. I did go ahead and grab that Festive Berries, by the way. I made that comment during the color, you know, where I was talking about the colors. And I used that to do the Live, Laugh, Love instead of her You're My Fave or whatever. And then I had seen she had some like geometric-y stuff. So I ran over and got my planner... bookmark / whatever that's called, template type deal. It's got little check mark, or you can make like little check boxes or something. And I did round ones. I'm using my little black pen there just to kind of draw them randomly a little bit. I'm going to come in, I do the round ones, and then I'm going to come in with the squares. And I'm just going to kind of make little squares, kind of like, you know, again, she had like squares. I don't know how she did it. I don't know if there's a video, to be honest with you. There might be, but I haven't gone and looked. But I'm just kind of doing these random little squares. And I'll do some at the bottom, and I'll do some over by the little cluster on the lower left down there. And so now I've got it all kind of grungy and stuff. I got to start building up my actual layout now. And the picture, I mounted it on white cardstock, and then I took it and mounted it on like a blue, I don't know. It's in the ephemera pack. It's like maybe like a library card looking deal or something. And then I put it on a piece of the pink one that's behind was actually the back side of one of the fronts of the packaging. You're intended to fussy cut it out, and it already had kind of like multiple layer looking things on it, so I used that. And then I've got a little frame here that I cut in half because she had one on either side, and I'm looking for the little purple tickety things. I'm just kind of going through the ephemera, you guys, and in just a minute I'm actually going to time lapse it because I do think putting the ephemera down is kind of integral to the design of the layout. So you see me kind of just, like I said, just kind of dry fit and then checking and thinking and that kind of stuff. I put that little purple leaf there. I'll actually take it off for a little bit, thinking I won't need it after all. And then I end up using it anyways. I do pull in like a purple stamp looking thing. I stick mostly to the purples and the pinks and things like that. I do find these little flowers. I think these look kind of good. She had some circular elements. They're a little more like just round elements. I didn't really have anything like that, so I'm going to use these flowers kind of like that. Again, I think I'm just looking around. Oh, there's a little piece here that says the story of today. I've got it initially down here on the right-hand side underneath the photo. I'm going to move that over to the left in a minute because I'll find 2 other pieces that says, one says you are my sunshine, and one says love living life with you, and those are going to go down there instead of that little black piece, and I'm going to move the black piece over. I also found a little chipboard piece that said together, and I've got that in the top. She had little wordy bits kind of sprinkled throughout her layout. I really like doing layouts like this sometimes because, again, they just feel so free. You know, you can almost do anything and can't mess it up, as opposed to like sometimes when I'm making layouts and I feel like I glue something down crooked and the whole thing gets kind of ruined. Kind of hurts my feelings. So this one's kind of neat. So I find a little piece of like dark charcoal lacy bits, and I'm going to cut this and use it on either side of the photo just to kind of frame it a little bit, but it's a little bit not, that's a little bit more of an angle how it ends up actually, but I'm going to shift, that stuff on the right-hand side actually gets moved around just a little bit. But I'm going to kind of mess around with this, and this is kind of how it looks. Now, in just a second, I'm going to flip over to the time lapse, and I'm going to go really, really fast, but you're going to see kind of how I'm putting it together. It's not too much different than what I just showed you that I dry fit, but in this case, you also get to see me adding the title. So the title is going to be Our New Tattoos, and you can kind of see me fitting that in there. And I'm gluing stuff in. I'm putting foam up underneath some stuff. So I put foam up underneath my weird-looking fish up there, foam up underneath the edges of the stamp and the little purple tickety-looking thing. I put a little bit of foam underneath one of the leaves, and I'll put foam under the eyeballs of the little creature down there. And then I decided I need to do a date stamp. And I thought, I do this to myself all the time. I decide where I kind of want it, and then there's always stuff in the way, so I can't get it all the way to the paper. So I'll try in a couple of different places, and also kind of where she had that "you're my fave" kind of put too. I just kind of decided to do it like that. And I figured, you know what? It's all grungy. It looks amazing. Who cares? I also have the wood veneer stars that I added that were on the original layout as well. So you can kind of see those in the 3 little spots. And that is all I'm going to do the layout, you guys. I say all. This was actually a pretty complicated layout considering it looks, you know, kind of not on purpose grungy, but it is on purpose grungy. But anyway, I think it looks beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out the playlist. We have all of us playing along. I'm really interested to see what everybody does with this one because this is definitely different than what we normally do, and I love it. Thank you so much, Tara, for picking this one. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Bye.